Got it. Hit the done button there and got it. You know what? I didn't. Let me see. Can I spotlight us both? Let me just do that, even though I know it's just showing our two screens, bro. It is what it is. Here we go. All righty, y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, here in Morocco in northwest of Mexico. How are you? Happy Holy Venus degree to you all. And I'm here with my magnificent and beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. And he is...
Islam, peace and love. Yo soy hermano, Shanlim El. You already know that all is well. And bro, can we assist me with helping assisting people? What was that other appellation? What was that, bro?
Braveheart. Guys, we are here with the intro to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And, you know, we're going to speak casually before going into reading Rule 5.2 and 6. They're not that long. So Brother Sean's going to read. And as always, I'm going to get my ad lib on. Ha ha! Yeah! I'm serious, member. That's what I'm going to do in getting my ad lib on, right? And what I trust that we can do is share with you some things that we think are vital in you guys comprehending what is necessary in, you know, being confident and competent, right? Because what I want to speak on is, you know, and shout out, you know, those I spoke to earlier. I spoke to Malika and McGrill earlier, me and Brother Sean, and just going over some concepts. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, these attorneys and clerks and judges that are in these administrative process facilities or administrative process offices that they call courts or whatever, you know, since they're claiming that they're in the state or they're doing things on behalf of the state, the prosecutors doing things and having cases in the name of the state, which means that the governor, who is the head of any so-called state corporation, the governor is the one that delegated that authority to do so. This is why it's important as we go over things in, you know, speaking about getting records requested so that we can have evidence pertaining to the subject matter that's being adjudicated upon. And the adjudication isn't really a lawful or really a legal adjudication, because people are simulating legal process. They're doing mobocracy, mafia stuff. And it will stop the more that people, you guys, you sentient beings, you guys have to read and then enforce these things that we're sharing with you. You go to the jurisprudence gem, cool. Enforce these things, start doing it, start suing these people, right? So it just doesn't seem like it's a pocket, just a small pocket group of us that's doing these things. All righty, that's not cool. All righty, it's not cool. You guys have to be confident and competent. Stop, you know, allowing yourselves to be pumped. All righty, and think it's hard. You guys got to get over your fear. You guys got to get over having your armpits sweat and your heart beat and your knees quake when you're dealing with police, sheriffs, attorneys, administrator or administrative officers, so to speak, quote unquote, called judges. You guys have to relieve yourself from the fear by having some sincere and actual knowledge and comprehension pertaining to the knowledge that you're reading. So you can stop being bendovers. I don't care how tough you think you are, what hood you from, how grown of a woman or a guy you are. Oh, you're Debo of your hood, whatever. You're still an incompetent asshole if you don't know how to keep these beings off of your back. The only reason that any neighborhood, you want to call it the hood, is messed up, you think people are out of control, it's because you have been allowing people that have taken your Moorish stuff. You know, you wouldn't even have the so-called legal system if it wasn't for Moors, period. Go back and check the history. Go and do your history on these things like me and the bros did, and Brother Corey was sharing some things. Like what you'll see is they're going to take you back to the 1300s, and guess who you want to find? Us. That's what you're going to find. You're going to find us. So now you have beings that are utilizing their state certificates from state Supreme Courts to be a part of some state British accredited registry, some American British accredited registry to adjudicate upon you and your life's energy and steal from you and thief from you, right? They're thieves and they're thieving things from you, right? You know, people from a little further south from here or no, they're thieving your things now, right? So stop letting these people steal your life's energy. The reason why there is crime is mainly because of the criminals, termed attorneys, judges, policy enforcers that people falsely call police officers and sheriffs. These are the criminals that are practicing and actually simulating legal process. And so we have to be diligent in kicking their ass with a pen. Period. Knowing the different notes you need to have written down, knowing what different documents need to be typed, all of that. You guys have to kick their ass. You have to be confident in disqualifying attorneys. See, when I check my email, I can see sometimes what Seven Hill Star do, what Seven Hill Star does, brothers, what we do is we'll send emails from Seven Hill Star to these different, attorneys or whatever, or so-called administrative offices, just so that we can watch how many times they open them, how many times they view them, how many times they forward them to other beings within their jurisdiction. And right now near the North Carolina State Republic, there's a few beings who have not unsubscribed at all from Seven Hill Star. And we can see all of their internet activity as far as the emails that we send. So we know they're on notice. We know they're watching the different things that we present on YouTube. And that's why we're saying, even when they go to listen to it and share it with all their other little attorney and judge buddies, which are just administrators that are in breach of their fiduciary obligation, it's like, look, at the end of the day, we don't care how many times you hear it. We're going to kick your ass with the pen. It's way mightier than the sword. I mean, the sword, the scimitar, it would be great. I mean, it would be great to take people that break the law like these beings that I listed, your sheriffs, your police, your attorneys, you know what I'm saying, the so-called judges and the clerks. Oh, it'd be great to either chop their heads off or hang them. I mean, I'm all for that. I really am. You know what I mean? I'm totally for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you really are to know when people are doing things on your land. You can't go to someplace else other. It's only here. Only here at the North Gate is this stuff happening, because the people who are supposed to be making sure how things are operating here, or not supposed to be operating here on our ancestral estate, a lot of you guys are docile. A lot of you guys are sold out. A lot of you guys are part of like lodge, organizations. You're just some bendovers, right? When it's not hard to really just do what it is that we're sharing. And a lot of people are jealous of Seven Hill Star too. We see that. A lot of people we know claim to be Moorish Americans. They're swearing people in and stuff with their, Moorish societies and stuff. And it's like, man, you people are out of control. Like literally out of control. Oh, this sister declared and proclaimed their nationality. Now we got to swear them in. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. You guys are causing more confusion than needs to, be happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue to edit on the fly here, Brother Sean. And what I want you to just go in on what it is that you do, bro, as far as sharing these different things. It's like we said, we want you guys to be able to sue these beings. And I think it's important to build relationships with military police, because if these people, right, these so-called policy enforcers, sheriffs, right, they claim to be working for the city, the county, and the state or whatever, cool. They're saying they're military, great. They are out of order with what the statutes, codes, and policies say. They're out of order with the statutes, codes, and policies, right? And since they're out of order with those things and they're simulating their own processes, then the military police need to be called in to put these people in correctional facilities indefinitely. So Brother Sean's going to share a few things and go over it and just see, like, and that's what we're encouraging you guys by postal stream, email, and telephony conversation, right? Okay, baby. Good. I'll pick you up a little bit. And by telephony conversation, right? Start building these relationships, because this is what has to happen. These conversations have got to be had. Like, we're gonna have to start, you know, having these conversations, showing these people their own stuff. You know what I mean? And the first thing that's best, first and foremost, is certified, you know, correspondence, certified postal correspondences or registered postal correspondences. All righty, that's just how I look at that.
Okay. Yeah, just to add on to bro's wisdom, to your wisdom, bro. It's yeah, folks have to get out this fear of thinking they're the criminals. Who's really the criminals? Like, has one like stopped to think, like, they're saying I commit a crime. In order for there to be a crime, there has to be an injured party. How can a fictitious state of be hurt? And
I'm gonna take them to
that's
mommy.
a
I'll be
dude.
right back. I think that time over. Go ahead.
But that's just coming out of one's mental bondage, one's training of thinking that the beings who appear to be lawful, appear to be doing their job, really have not. And well, it's a catch-22. It's that beings like us who are not on the clock, who don't work for them, who are just going about our daily lives, not bothering no one, harming no one. Those laws, statutes are not made for us. But what the trick has been done is to think that they can lay eyes on anyone and that they have rulership and they've done something. And that's not what it is. That's not what is true. So it's coming out of that fear, coming out of that, well, everybody else, well, who cares? I mean, if everyone else wants to keep being involuntary servants, committing involuntary slavery, then that's on them. But if one really wants freedom, one has to really brainwash their minds of that dirt and man, really see things for what they are. And like I said, you not be scared. And it's the point of learning of, okay, oh man, that I've been taught this, or I've been, you know, accept and believe that. And it doesn't matter how many generations of it has been going on. It's, well, I rise from when I was taught of my own fears. And yeah, you know, we and, you know, other beings across, you know, who are doing this and will continue to do it, but things can go a whole lot quicker if beings don't expect someone outside themselves to save them, or wanting someone else to do all the work for them. And it's not going to work like that. Freedom is everybody's job. And it comes to that folks have to start suing. Like, folks be so quick to try to boycott some things, you know, and you know, walk in the street and march and all that. What if those million people, instead of marching, fucking sued? That shit would be done overnight. And the beings that laughing at folks marching, knowing that's not going to help shit, would be fearful for their lives. And yeah, I'm about to do a screen share and look at a couple of military police suing the military police because these beings are unlawful. and they're not scared, and most of them took an oath to death. So what should they be put to? Death, or locked away and put in the same concentration camps, what they would also call jails, and put them in there. And yeah, so let me let's come here. What's the first one? Cool. So let me move that out of the way. So this first one is, of course, it's Army.mil. This is their leaders. It says Secretary of the Army, Christine Wormuth. Doesn't give that, but okay, here come some other Army senior leaders. Right, you have Under Secretary of the Army, it looks like Honorable Gabe Caramello, Chief of Staff of the Army, General James C. McConville, Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy A. George, Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael A. Grinston. So yeah, I'm gonna go there and see if I see anything else that folks can look at. So you let's see hit. Oh yeah, that's what we were just on. Let's see bio. Here she go. The Honorable Christine Wormuth was confirmed by the U.S. Unum Sanctum Senate and appointed as the 25th. Would you look at that? 5 on the left, 2 on the right. 25th Secretary of the U.S. Army on May 27, 2021. The Secretary of the Army is a senior civilian official within the Department of Defense responsible for all matters relating to the U.S. Army. Now, this is who head of all I'd like to contact. All right. Show no contact information, but I'm pretty sure I can get to searching around and find it. But that should be where you can call them. So let's hit menu. You don't have a contact us. Okay. Interesting. There we go. Looks like you have to enter something, but all right, bro. Moving on, right? We are now at for the Army, right? So we have Major General Duane R. Miller, Provost Marshal General, United States Army / Commanding General, Army Corrections Command. Here goes the mailing location. It's also termed address, right? I think that's all on that right here for him. But General Officer Management Office, you can definitely look at this. This is GOMO.Army, right? Duane Miller.
So that's one being, I guess, should be corresponded with to be like,
oh
hey.
Yeah, let me go back and show you that what I found for her. Oh, come on up, go on up, bam, Christine Wormuth.
All righty. So these are the beings that need to be contacted that we hold to, hey, you got beings near this state republic that are doing these practices.
Right. Who's the head of this state republic? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the head of all the heads, then who's the head of each state republic that we can contact with in order to initiate this? Right. So that was she's a secretary. So he just showed you also the Provost Marshal General for the Army. Now the next one is here we go. For the National Guard, General Daniel R. Hokanson. Right. Serves as the 29th Chief of the National Guard Bureau and as a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In this capacity, he serves as military advisor to the President, Secretary of Defense, National Security Council, and is the Department of Defense official channel of communication to the governors and state adjutants general
Wow.
on all matters pertaining to the National Guard.
And to me, National Guards guard nationals. And when I'm saying national is something that's defined within the U.S. corporate processing. All right. A lot of people wrongfully speak about Moorish Americans as if like, because I'm Moorish American. And are you saying that because I'm Moorish American, I think that I'm above what you may think is the law? I'm a law enforcer. I'm real law enforcement. What you think is law enforcement is policy enforcement that's belligerent. All right? Belligerence. So it would be good to speak to these people like, oh, look, 703. Let's call that number. I'm about to call that number now. I don't even care. Let's see. Let me call that number. The Inspector General. Let's start there. Right? I'm just going to ask a simple question. Like, that's all I want to do. I just want to ask simple questions. Like,
you
hey,
can email them, guys. They give you emails.
Interesting. I wonder if you click on that. Hold on, 703-607-7419. Will it give you an actual email address, or will it give you like some prefabbed?
Yeah, this shit look prefabbed. It's like ng.ncr.ngb-arng.mbx.
Oh, you can see that? I can't see that. Click on the email. Click on the email for the Inspector General. Oh, so you do get an actual email. No, I thought they were going to give you like a prompt from a website or something, but no, you're actually getting an email address. Yeah, that's copy and pastable, bro. And it can be, you know, we can make a list for 7 Hills to ourselves.
Oh yeah, you already know I'll be on that. Probably when we done with this live. I already sent a couple well, some of these websites already to the chat. You already know how we do, bro.
Yeah, because enough is enough. And it's been enough for over 100 years. All right, I'm calling. See what we get.
Hello, you've reached the National Guard Inspector Consultant. As we are unavailable to answer this call, please leave your name, number, and the nature of your call. This is a life emergency. Please dial 911. Or if you or someone you know is in crisis, contact the military crisis line at 1-800-273-8255. Then press 1. Or access online chat texting 838-255
records.
And have a great day.
Peaceful greetings. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. Again, that's Hasan Ghaziel Bey. And I'm calling from 443-3768-764. And the nature pertaining to my call is in reference to having military police remove belligerent trustees from court venues. And this is a serious inquiry. So again, I'm Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, and I'd like to be reached at 443-376-8764. Have a delightful day. All right, go back one. Who was the desk sergeant? This is the Marines. That's where you are now?
Probably, yeah, I'll go back to this one for you.
That's fine. I'm just looking. I'm just looking, just wanted to know. Okay, all right, go back where you was at. Provost Marshal. Gotcha. Who's the go to the desk sergeant thing at the bottom? Oh, then they got records. Oh, go back up again with some of them numbers, bro. Go back up again. Traffic court clerk. Oh, no. I know records. That's one. Woo, look at that. Records. Oh, you can go back down now. You can go back down. Records. Who's next? Traffic court, physical security, establishes policy, procedure, responsibilities, and minimum construction requirements for buildings abroad. MCB Quantico. Let me minimize this. Okay. Physical security also identifies measures to safeguard personnel, facilities, property, and material. The physical security / crime prevention unit accomplishes this by conducting physical security surveys for armories, ammunition, supply points, restricted areas, etc., and crime prevention surveys, barracks, schools, building wanting to enhance their overall security. Got you. Lost and found, lost stolen CAC card. Okay, continue. You can scroll down. All right, what's up with that desk sergeant thing right there? Let's see what's up with that. 703. That's so Northern Virginia. Commonwealth 784 2251. Let's see what happens there. Boom. And says me Quantico.
If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please listen to the following options. Press 1 for the vehicle, animal, and weapons registration office. Press 2 for police records, traffic court clerk, or to request a copy of a report. Press 3 for the criminal investigation division office. Press 4 for the accident investigation unit office. Press 5 for K9 and the kennel master office. Press 6 for the special reaction team office. Press 7 for the military police company office. Press 8 for the police chief, deputy police chief, provost sergeant, and police operations staff. Press 9 to make a non-emergency police report. Thank you and have a good day.
Let's see what's up with 7. She did say military police. I'm just curious. And I know too, some could be like, oh, well, if people that work in courts and our attorneys are watching like presentations like this, they could try to thwart you. And no, because at the end of the day, we're like, let's just look at the record. Let's look at what's written, what their job description says, and are you guys doing it? If you're doing outside of that and you're taking advantage of the fact that most people don't know how to have you reprimanded and removed, then there needs to be a mass removal of attorneys and administrators that call themselves judges and clerks. Period. It just needs to happen. I don't see there being any other, situation. This just ringing. I'm gonna call and then press 3. Let me call again and then press 3 because that was 3. 7 was the military police. 3 is the criminal investigation unit.
No, somebody working late. Come on now.
I just pressed 3. Interessante. So maybe what we'll need to do, like I said, this is another reason why it's like, bro, I'm ready to just go back after doing the experiment and just going live early. Seriously. Because we do the lives regardless. So I look forward to just going live early. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking forward to. Let's just go live early. For real, for real. Let's go live early, and that way we can speak to these administrative offices. All right, well, that's cool. At least we called, we left a message with, who do we leave a message with? Some military police.
I think that might have been the
provost.
Let's see.
Marshall.
We got
Okay.
let's see. Yeah, this is for, I think this was the Marines. No, yeah, the Marines right here. Provost Marshal. Criminal offenses. So once again, here's a phone number.
Man, let me call that 252 number. Why does that look like North Carolina? 252. And then North Carolina State Republic. 252. What's that say? 466-3615? 466-3615. All right. Yeah, this is why I want to go early. Because we can do impromptu improv fashion.
Report the incident, please call the Havelock Police Department at 447-3212. To report a non-emergency incident, press 1. For the operations section, press 2. The administrative section, press 3. The criminal investigations division, press 4. Transferring to an attendant. One moment, please. Your call is being transferred. Please wait on the line.
I actually get somebody. No, it isn't in North Carolina State Republic. Look at that. Hey TJ, how are you? I'm Hasan. I have a question that I need to ask, and mine is more of an administrative question than an actual emergency or anything. And I was just wondering, who could I speak to that would be able to dispatch military police for certain court venues, if necessary, to have someone sit in the bench or attorneys removed? That's a serious inquiry.
So you're asking for somebody from the military to come out where?
Like if I wanted to have military police to come to any state court venue to have, you know, people criminally not just investigated, but arrested and incarcerated. Who do I speak with to arrange that?
Let me let you talk to the desk sergeant. That's not something I would be able to answer. Hold on one second for me, okay?
Gratitude.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Hey, Sarge, how are you? This is Hasan. I wanted to call and ask a very quick question. If I needed military police to come to a court venue to remove some beings involved in criminal activity, who do I speak with to actually? Okay. I'm listening.
Verify this is on base, correct, or off base?
No, this would be off base, and I guess I'm asking in general for any state, not just near North Carolina, but any state. Who would I speak to?
So any state, unless really it'd be nobody. Military police, our jurisdiction is solely on base.
Alrighty.
So, especially when it comes to like state or circuit courts, county courts, that all falls under the jurisdiction of the state police, and things like that. We can only handle on base matters.
Okay, because I just want to.
Across the country.
No, that's great, Sarge. I just wanted to make sure, because when I'm reading like the North Carolina State Constitution and it's saying that the governor, you know, commands the military, I was like, whoa, okay, that was mind blowing. So if I'm thinking,
Negative, no, the governor controls the National Guard, yes, but not the federal forces like the active duty Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, Navy, nothing like that.
You have been.
The government has control of the National Guard portion of the military. Because the National Guard fall under each state's jurisdiction.
You have been excellent. I'm speaking to Sergeant who again?
Sergeant Richard, RICHARD.
You are excellent. You have a delightful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You as well.
Alrighty, bye-bye. Sergeant Richard, right? It sounds like Richard, but so was that phone call hard? Like, was that a tough phone call to have? Of course not. It wasn't a tough phone call to have. I wanted to see, the governor commands the military. He's like, nah, that's ridiculous. Absolutely not. The governor, that's exactly how he answers. Like, the governor controls the National Guard. That's about it. I said, So, some success there in a very brief telephony field trip fashion, right? What do we say about that, guys? Right? Let me check the chat and see if anybody's actually even witnessing that. If not, you guys will see it in the playback, And I trust you can screenshot what Brother Sean is actually sharing, right? And enjoy that. Man, my baby just fixed this, and I feel like I'm coming. Thank you, baby. I love you so much. He's probably watching. Thank you, baby. This is amazing. All righty, let's see. Mother Sahar says, peaceful greetings, Brother Hasan and Brother Sean. Happy Holy Venus degree. Indeed, Mother Sahar. Happy Holy Venus degree to you also. Brother 7, Judah Bilal Bey says, peace and love to you. Happy Holy degree. Brother Dark Blash Bay says, happy Holy Venus degree, right, with multiple exclamation points. Same to you also, beloved Brother Derek. Mother Sahar puts 500s there. JL says, Islam, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, with 5 Al-Moroccan flags, which is the American flag, right? The red flag with the 5-pointed green pent alpha in the center. That's the American flag. I know people have been socially engineered to think that the Star-Spangled Banner is the American flag. No, the Star-Spangled Banner is the banner pertaining to the treaty for peace and friendship. Open 642 says, greetings, Mother Sahara says, Provost Marshal, indeed, right? And this is just going back to things that we've learned on other websites where we declared and proclaimed our nationality, right? Where we get our books and stuff from, Seven Hill Star makes millionaires out of people's websites. We just do. So, we've seen that material there. Yes, we've heard Brother Taj mention the Provost Marshal also. Consuelo says, peace and love all, indeed. Solely on base. Yeah, you heard that too, Mother Sahar? They're treating everywhere like being sold.
Yeah.
But when you saw, he was like, nah, that's not what that is. Like, controls the National Guard, that's it. Like, So all we need to be speaking to then is the National Guard then, because if that's the case, then like these people that are simulating legal process that calls themselves the prosecuting attorney, right? The clerk and the so-called judge or administrative officer sitting the bank, which is the bench, right? Like, wow. Open 642 says, great call. Mother Sahara says, excellent. Consuelo says, awesomeness. Brother Derek says, no power for real. Exactly, right? And Consuelo says, happy holy day, right? So I think it's really simple. I mean, that's just a phone call, and I choose regardless, even while at home, right? If sometime in the future, you guys get to speak to my beloved mother, mistress, consort, I don't carry myself in a confrontational fashion. I just don't. And, the more and more I experience, being the father that I'm given opportunity to be. You know what I mean? I only want to set the best example for my beloved mother, mistress, consort, and our sons. All right. So that's why even when I'm having these phone calls, right? It's an intelligent tone, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Sergeant Richard sounded like he had his 8th cup of coffee today when he answered the call. My man was in the future. Like, yo. Okay. Yeah, all right, right? So take seriously though what I'm saying. Let's be firm that most of us have experienced policy enforcers contemporarily called due to social engineering police officers, sheriffs, which are tax collectors, all right? So-called state police, which some, near the Maryland State Republic, they're called state troopers. We've seen attorneys, clerks pertaining to courts, and the judges, right? You have seen 6 administrative positions be belligerent. And when I say belligerent, I'm not just saying that, they're putting their hands on you, trying to hurt you and things of that nature. That's not what I'm saying. When I say belligerent, I mean that they're simulating legal process to rob you of your life's energy. And you can't just let them be like those that may walk near the North Carolina State Republic. It's interesting how we got on a call with someone near the North Carolina State Republic, and I was stating that have not unsubscribed from Seven Hill Stars email list. And so they Thursday, and the titles you guys are seeing that are part of Seven Hill Stars email list, I'm saying stuff in the title like bar these attorneys and disqualify the judges. I know they're looking at that like, what the fuck is this? Like, I mean, and we're serious. So we trust that they'll continue and think they can, laugh and chuckle. Oh, this is ridiculous. No. Do that. Think it's ridiculous. Laugh. We're serious. And we're encouraging competent, but firstly, confident, along with your competence, to do what you just saw us demonstrate live. That wasn't planned. I didn't plan on doing that. It's like, man, let's see. Oh, got the numbers, contact. Cool. Let's call. Let's see what's going on. What does it hurt to make a phone call? Or what if they trace where you are? I don't give a fuck. I'm not hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Who am I? Who am I bothering? Oh no, he's intelligently encouraging with his brother to make sure, they they stop us from simulating legal process and into horrible situations in correctional facilities. No, they need to go, And so that's why I'm like, bro, let's go back to going live early, so that when we make phone calls for their lunch break.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? We see that I gotta go back and get the description, putting some things there or whatever. But I don't know. Can you Google military police to remove judges from court? Let's try that. Can you try that as a Google? Remove military judges. Military police remove judges. Melissa Hart, she says 8th cup of coffee, and she's laughing at that. Indeed, Brother Derek Bay says highway bandit trooper. Yeah, I know, right? And Mother Sahar says, yes, I noticed that in the titles of the emails. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm telling you, like I can see who views the emails we send. I can see how many people viewed it. I can see how many times you viewed it. I can see who you shared it to. I can see if you like forwarded it. I can see if you unsubscribed. Right? And I'll show you. I'm gonna point something out. However, did I say military police? Our brothers? U.S. military police roles include battlefield control and circulation. Don't they say first one to leave from a court case is the first one that leaves the battlefield they lose? I said, battlefield control and circulation, security, prisoner of war operations. I mean, that's what they're creating in these administrative hearings that they call court hearings. They're creating prisoners of war. They create a prisoner of war. As soon as a policy enforcer runs you off the road and he wants to make a complaint, citation, and summons. He's going to complain. Then he's going to cite some statute to say that you broke or you did that statutory infraction. And then he's going to summons you to court all on one document. He's breaking the law. He is outside of federal rule civil. He's outside of the federal rule of civil procedure 4. Why? Because he's a party to the suit. He's making a complaint. He's a party to the suit. People that are party to the suit cannot serve summons. So they're already creating a prisoner of war as soon as they turn their emergency lights on and you've done nothing that is an emergency. You've never called them to say there was an emergency, and you have not been indicted by a grand jury already. And since that indictment now gives them probable cause to think that they need to pull you over. This is, I mean, watch this video, play it over, go to the jurisprudence gym, watch their videos. We're pretty much saying the same thing. Determine investigative responsibility / jurisdiction. Wow, Brother Sean. And where are we right
now? MP 1018 lesson.
Are they quoting Black's Law Dictionary 5th edition in part A? Really? Black's Law Dictionary 5th edition defines the term authority, page 121, as, quote, the right to exercise power to implement and enforce laws, to exact obedience, end quote. It defines, quote, jurisdiction, end quote, which is on page 766. This is on a military website as the, quote, authority by which courts take cognizance of and decide cases, end quote. It is the, quote, power and authority of a court to hear and determine a judicial proceeding, the right and power of a court to adjudicate concerning the subject matter in a given case, period, end quote. Look at that. That's what we're even talking about. That's why we're doing records requests, right? Because, like, let's say some of you brothers out there, when I hollered at McReal earlier today and was talking about brothers that calling us about child support. And Malika was saying, get a records request. Records request the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general for that state. And ask them, when were you ever an injured seaman, a sick and injured seaman? right? Because she was talking about the history pertaining to DHHS, right? Are you an injured seaman? Because that's what it's for. Which means you have to be a federal agent. So everybody that's dealing with child support, that's not a sick and injured seaman, it's not a federal, state, or municipal agent, should not be dealing with that infraction Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. It's violating the Debt Collection Practices Act. And I know there's videos out there now, people on TikTok saying things. Like, you notice how everybody shows you something on TikTok or whatever, and they're saying this, and then you got to give them like 2,000 to 7,000 notes to only get the process that they're saying they're using. What I'm realizing is most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And ones that's asking you for $7 grand, $2 grand, however much they're asking you for, don't they recognize that you're coming to them so that you can stop having people take finances from you? Like, anyway, Brother Sean, you see something you want to read, bro?
Yeah, here go part C. The authority to apprehend. 1, apprehending persons subject to the UCMJ. A
Hold on,
general.
where you at? Point your cursor where you are. All right, got you. All right, sweet. You're awesome. I yield.
Right. A general. Apprehension is the taking of a person into custody. An apprehension, quote, is made by clearly notifying the person to be apprehended that person is in custody. This notice should be given orally or in writing, but it may be implied by the circumstances, end quote. It involves substance rather than form. No specific words or any words at all need be used. Right, so Article 7 of the UCMJ, commission officers, warrant officers, petty officers, and non-commissioned officers have authority to quell quarrels, frays, and disorders among persons subject to this chapter, and to apprehend persons subject to this chapter who take part therein. RCM 302B states that the following officials may apprehend any person subject to trial by court-martial: all commission, warrant, petty, and non-commissioned officers. Article 7 of the UCMJ also provides that any person authorized under regulations governing the armed forces to apprehend persons subject to this matter or to trial thereunder may do so under reasonable belief that an offense has been committed and that the person apprehended committed it.
Read that again. Run it back. Article 7. Read it again, bro.
Hold on, I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna hit that, and I'm gonna come here, hit paste, PDF. Uniform Code of Military Justice.
There go that uniform. I wonder if that's some ULC crap that they done got their grips into. I'm telling you, man, like the criminals are the attorneys. They're the ones that are making other criminals, policy enforcers, so-called troopers, sheriffs, clerks, and judges. They're the ones that's making them feel comfortable to keep simulating legal process. You need to kick their ass on paper. You need to kick their ass.
Article 7, I'm going to start from the top again. UCMJ also provides that any person authorized under regulations governing the armed forces, all right, Mr. Governor, governing the armed forces, to apprehend persons subject to this chapter or to trial thereunder may do so upon reasonable belief that an offense has been committed and that the person apprehended committed it.
Wow. So you're telling me in some way, shape, or form, we can invoke Article 7 for them to have an opportunity to not commit a 18 U.S.C. for misprision of felony. I said, That sounds great, actually. That sounds amazing. Actually.
People. So let me hit. Let me share desktop just to share with the people so we can all get a look on that. So let's come down to, oh snap, went too far. All right, you said Article 7, bro?
Oh no, of the UCMJ you was just reading. Go back to what you were saying. But that's cool that you brought up that. No, go back to what you, because that's what it said right there, right? Article 7 of the UCMJ.
Right, and then it says also RCM 302B1 states that the following officials may apprehend any person subject to trial by court-martial: military law enforcement officials, security police, military police, master at arms, member of the shore patrol, and persons designated by proper authorities to perform military, criminal, investigative, guard, or police duties, whether subject to the code or not. When, in each of the foregoing instances, the official making the apprehension is in the execution of law enforcement duties.
Look at that. And I think that's good because all we're doing is reporting the infractions, because we're not a part of the U.S. anything. We're not part of United States anything. However, we can go, hey, yo, get your boy. Yo, get your girl. Because they're trying to simulate a process that they're thinking that I'm to be subject to whatever jurisdiction that they're doing, and I'm not qualified. So they need to be checked. And that's how we all should be thinking. Period. You gotta get over yourselves, guys.
Look at this.
Gotta get over yourselves.
Question: how do you tell the federal criminal law applies nationwide as opposed to only in certain areas? Answer: you will have to look at the statute that is involved. Some laws state that they only apply within the special maritime and territorial jurisdictions of the United States.
Man, this is a military website saying this stuff. This ain't no, oh, that's just some bullshit sovereign citizen stuff. Okay, well, that link that says rdl.train.army.mil at the top in Brother Sean's URL. That's what that looks like. That says to me. Okay, .mil means military. Okay. All right, go ahead, are you?
Right, yep, R.L. Click that. This means areas under exclusive or concurrent federal jurisdiction, but not proprietary jurisdiction. Examples of such laws are the federal criminal statutes, which prohibit arson, assault, robbery, manslaughter, and murder. Right? Aren't those the only crimes where somebody's like, am I committing a crime? Right? Am I committing assault, arson, manslaughter, murder, kidnapping? Right? Then why are they talking? Right? So when they give you the 18 USC sections for all those, murder, such laws are limited in that they do not apply nationwide. Whether a civilian can be prosecuted will depend then on where the crime was committed.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, bro. Let that sit there so people can screenshot that, man. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Let that just chill for a second. Right? Look at that.
That's the next one. What do you call a law which applies even outside of the United States? It is referred to as a crime with extraterritorial effect.
Wow.
And it gives you some case, right? Federal crimes of extraterritorial applicability. Examples of crime which apply on an extraterritorial basis include bribery, conflict of interest, counterfeiting, and false, fictitious, or fraudulent claims.
Oh, man. And that's what they're doing in these courthouses, y'all. That's what they're doing. And when they say that they are in the state and doing things in the state, cool. It sounds like the National Guard, because remember, we just spoke to Sergeant Richard near North Carolina State Republic, right? It sounds like then we need to have the National Guard military police to come and remove these people. They just told you to read the statutes. So it ain't just, oh, the Moors are doing this, or these Moors are doing that, or they're talking about that jurisprudence stuff, or yeah, they go to our jurisprudence gym and they're not Moorish, so they're just a bunch of niggers over there just thinking they're no law. No, it's the military is saying the same thing. And we know some of you guys need to see the military say it because you are not strong in your own thinking. You're not strong in your own thinking at all. You know? You're just not. Ooh, look, the military website saying it. So yeah, my brothers and sisters must be right now. They're not crazy. They're not just saying something that just seemingly only works for them. But anyway, go ahead, Brother Sean. Keep spitting.
Part G, the jurisdiction of a court martial. It tells you about general for jurisdiction, but let's say general. Jurisdiction is a power of a court to try and determine a case. If a court has the power to try to determine a case, its judgment is valid. If a court does not have the power to decide a case, its judgment is void. D.A. Pam 27 through -174, paragraph 4.2.
What's a DA, Pam? Could you open up another window and let's see?
Well, you already know I was like, ooh, telepathy.
I just want to know,
Telepathy.
Yeah, telepathy's real, bro. All day, every day.
Let's see, was it DA Pam? Department of DA phone. Let's see. How does it? Okay. Oh, it's gonna be download something. Well, let's see. Trial procedure. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll get up out of there. Trial procedures. Really what we're looking for.
So DA Pam. So it's Pam is pamphlets, obviously, but what's the DA? I just want to make sure. Maybe I'm not.
Okay, maybe Department of Army pamphlets.
Interesting today. But then they got forms and stuff. Looky, Astro Cookie. All right. And it was the National Guard that dealt with every so-called state and the adjutant general and stuff, right? Remember you read that not too long ago? We'll revisit that. I could always just go back and look at this video and see what you
which one was he on? That's her management.
It's all good. Even if we went past it, man, I know we can always go back and look at the video, look at the playback, bro. Seriously.
Let's just do not PDF and see if it pulls up.
Sharing out right now to Telegram groups, right? Let's see. Share out to this one also, right?
Oh, can I download it? DA PAM 27.4. This pamphlet supersedes something.
Department of the Army pamphlet. The PAM. Okay. That's what the PAM is. All right. The PAM. The PAM. The PAM. Let me stop. Don't say
Pam.
anymore. Just be like, the PAM. Let me stop. I'm kidding.
The Pam. Okay, well, let me
Active
get
Moors, not passive Moors. You guys have to be active with this information. Don't just watch our lives and mentally masturbate and don't do anything. I despise that even within myself.
We'll find that.
We need more victories. We need more victories. More victories, more success stories. Period.
Ooh, look at this. Jurisdiction over the person who is subject to the UCMJ general. The general maybe states as follows, quote, to have jurisdiction over a person, the accused must not only be a person subject to the code at the time of the offense, which a clock
look,
can.
So look, that just lets you know for one to be subject to a certain code, they gotta be employed or working under that particular code so that they can be subject. Sub means under, right? Ject means like project is like output. Eject is to it's another way of output, but project is like a pushing output, whereas eject is like a pulling, output. So subject would be an underputting, right? So one would have to, this is too easy, bro. When you confidently study this stuff, regardless of what people say or think. Go ahead, bro. I yield. This is amazing. Amazing.
The time of offense and at the time of trial by court martial. But also his status must not validly have been terminated between these two events. Retired members.
You sent this one to the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This particular one. Oh, you send it to the you send it to our iMessage chat, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll send this so people can review this. This is a PDF you're looking at?
Oh yes.
Yeah, the Provost Marshal Office for the Marines near McButler, near Quantico, National Guard. So let me start with the National Guard. Copy. Let me put that in here for y'all. Let's do this. There's the National Guard link, right? Going back to our iMessage chat. Let's go to the MP 1018 lessons. Let's put that in chat, right? Paste. And then this PDF, the UCMJ, let's copy that and put that in the chat also, paste, right? Because what we're doing, let's be clear, we're not doing sovereign citizen anything. What we're doing is we're holding people to their military tenure, period. You guys are saying that you run something, you are part of the state or whatever, cool, that's fine. Then stop trying to make us be subjects to something that you are subject to, right? Stop trying to rob people every day on the road because they want to progress at a certain rate. Oh no, you're trying to progress too fast in life. You need a speeding ticket. So here's a complaint. This is me complaining about how fast you moved. And I'm complaining with citing this particular statute. And now I'm summoning you to court, which that's a violation of Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 4. Again, it's people like that we need to have actively removed. And it's practices like that we need to have actively removed away from us. Neighborhoods would do much better. Your hood, my hood, anybody's hood, right? So-called hood, right? Would do much better if there weren't systems put in place that incite activities for these administrative employees to feed themselves off of. In other words, they created a situation and policies pertaining to that situation, and then they are now acting upon people that violate those policies that never consented to those policies. Never consented. Never. Can the military police remove judges? Wow, that's what you typed in. That's interesting. What does the Department of Defense say? DOD victim and witness assistance. Look at that. What is that? What? So the UCMJ is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, enacted by Congress. Enacted by Congress. Enacted by Congress. Contains the substantive and procedural laws governing the military justice system. Aren't police executive branch, which is dealing with the military? Because aren't they saying they're in the state? Going back to the governor again. This is what I'm saying. All right, if we considered what Sergeant Richard said not too long ago on that call I just made, if we considered that, right, then the national police and sheriffs, attorneys, clerks, and administrative officers falsely called judges. Anybody disagree with me?
Right, because if they're acting as law, that would make them under military. So yeah.
Open 642 says, great call. That was when we did the call. Mother Sahar says, excellent. Consuelo says, awesomeness. Okay, yeah, I already read that. That was okay, hold on, let me come down. That last thing was, yes, Mother Sahar saying, yes, I noticed that in the titles of the emails. Indeed, right? And now, Consuelo, what is the significance of informing Secret Service of a judge's disqualification? You may have to ask people that utilize that. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to get an idea of what Secret Service does. Look at is it The Recruit? I don't think it's The Recruit. It's another show. Baby, if you're watching, right? What was that show where the dude worked for Secret Service for the president in this show, but he had to sit at a phone in the office, and if the phone rang, then he had to respond to it for the agents or whatever because he worked Secret Service. What was that? I don't think that's the recruit. The recruit is something different. I think the recruit, they were FBI. I can't think of it. Let's see. Let me see if I can Google it. If I can't Google that, because sometimes I watch different shows. So that you guys, so that, and then when I share the different shows that I've seen, so that you guys can get familiar with those things, with these different beings. I need to see what that is real quick. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. This, let's see, CIA. Phone room show. Excuse me. What is that show? It had to have been on Netflix. It had to be Netflix. The Night Agent. That's what it did. And as soon as I saw it, it's called The Night Agent, right?
Yo, I thought that show was all right.
But that's FBI too.
Is that the one where he would answer the phone?
Correct. He had to answer the phone or whatever. And eventually they turned on him because, come to find out, at the end of the day, the chief of staff, the Oriental lady with the gray hair, the Manchurian woman with the gray hair, she was the one that was behind assisting, covering up some stuff because of what the vice president had pulled her into. I remember the vice president's first name in that show was called Ashley. It's a guy. And the president was a blonde-haired woman who was supposed to be like best friends with the chief of staff. But I thought that was CIA. But what you need to do, asking that question, you got to find out for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things that me and my bros get, when you guys come to the jurisprudence gym, a lot of those things that are being shared, guys, we're doing our own research. So you might have to find out yourself what the significance is pertaining to informing the Secret Service of a judge's disqualification. You may have to see for yourself, because all these beings swore an oath to uphold not only what they call the federal constitution, what I like to say, forgive me, my camera's off. I just noticed that when you stop the screen share, forgive me. That must have been when I was going through things. What I'm thinking is, is best for you to find out for yourself so that you would know. And these people have sworn an oath of office pertaining to the federal level, which I would like to competently call the North American Republic Constitution for the administrative offices or our attorneys or whatever. They don't know what we know. They're incompetent. They drink and stuff. They do things that I don't do. All right. They're partaking in, drugs and stuff. I don't do that. I don't partake in, smoking, sniffing, inhaling. I don't do these things. I don't drink alcohol. So my mind is clear. When we're here with you guys, it's clear. You know what I mean? Was there at one point in time I wouldn't mind, oh man, roll it up, of course. However, you know, it's been quite some time since that's occurred. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me, you know, virtue signaling or saying that, you know, I'm better than anyone because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is, due to that circumstance and me not smoking or drinking, right? I never really was a fish. I was more of a chimney than a fish anyway. But like, my mind is so clear when I'm thinking things and when I'm doing things, it's like I can easily spot someone who isn't clear, who isn't clear-minded, who isn't sober-minded. These are beings that are your policy enforcers that, you know, skim on the evidence and take some booger sugar home for them and their wife. You know what I mean? Or you know, skim from evidence and they done took somebody's, you know, grass and now they rolling up between them and their compadres. You see what I'm saying? These are the drug addicts. These are the criminals, those that have badges and firearms and a blue card that they should have on them. They should have some type of insurance card dealing with their public security exercises. Mother Sahar says the term Moors, pardon me, she says, them Moors talking statutes and that's a bunch of bull, quote unquote. I know, right? That's what they try to say, right? Right. So yeah, the Moors talking about statutes, and I know that's what they say, right? Open 642 says Gemini season, right? Tyro says peace and love, everyone. Hey, brother Tyro, happy Holy Degree to you. Mother Sahar says indeed. She also says agree. But Tyro says I've been on that one lately. Indeed, bro. Consuelo says Islam, and she says the night agent. Yep. But that's not CIA. I thought that would have been the CIA one, because like those two series to watch, because even in the beginning of the series called The Recruit, they mentioned 18 USC 7. I said, whoa. What? And what did we just read in the UCMJ? Bro, you want to bring up 18 USC 7? I couldn't believe it. Like the very first episode of The Recruit, I was like, whoa. So yeah, I think maybe The Recruit is CIA. Maybe, okay, so maybe the night agent is FBI. And let's see. Look that. Didn't Brother John just read something and you see the Uniform Code of Military Justice? What is it? What's the title of 18 USC 7? What? Like, come on. Special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States, as used in this title, includes the high seas. So like what, the waters of your womb, and they try to sit there and put military documents on you, termed the birth certificate. Your mom's vagina. Oh, look, we found this out of someone's vagina. Because they're jurisdiction of the United States and out of the jurisdiction of any particular state, and any vessel belonging in whole or in part to the United States, or any citizen thereof. And we already know what a citizen is. A citizen is a U.S. business. 4724. Right? But what happens when you click United States, bro? I know you probably get the buppies. I saw them. Like, give me love, love me. I'm the buppies. Right? I'll wait till you come back. Right? Happy solar return. Indeed. Happy solar return. Look at that. Yeah. My baby hooked me up with some quinoa and stir fry. It's all alkaline happening over here, and I'm feeling good. Right? Consuelo says Islam gratitude, and Mother Sahar says happy solar return to Brother Terrell also. Right? What's United States, Brother Sean?
The term United States, as used in its title in a territorial sense, includes all places and waters, continental or insular, subject to the jurisdiction of the United States except the Canal Zone.
What's so special about that Canal Zone?
Right.
So why are you dealing with the Panama Canal when it comes to the birth certificate instrument as under 5 U.S.C. 301? I said, But anyway, man, that was delicious. So, indeed, bro, you're welcome. Open 642 says, happiness, Tyrell. Right? So, what is it with the whole Panama Canal? Right? See if you can type Panama Canal United States Code. I'm just curious. Just while we're just speaking casually, guys. We're just speaking casually for right now. But we about to get started. All right. 22 USC, chapter 51. Wow, what's a congressional statement of purpose? It is the purpose of this chapter to provide legislation necessary or desirable for the implementation of the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 between the United States and the Republic of Panama, and of the related agreements accompanying that treaty. So references the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 and related agreements for purposes of this chapter. References. Number one, references to the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 refer to the Panama Canal Treaty between the United States of America and the Republic of Panama signed September 7th, 1977, and two, references the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 and related agreements refer to the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977. The agreements relating to and implementing that treaty signed, September 7th, 1977, agreement between the United States and the Republic of Panama concerning air traffic control and related services, concluded on Prophet Noble Drew Solar Return, 1979. Definitions. Subject to provisions of subsection C of this section, for purposes of applying laws to the United States and regulations issued pursuant to such laws with respect to transactions, occurrences, and statuses on or after October 1st, 1979. Number one, canal zone shall be deemed to refer to the areas in the Republic of Panama made available to the United States pursuant to the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 and the related agreements. Canal zone waters and waters of the shall be deemed to refer to Panama Canal waters or Panama Canal, respectively. That just doesn't say. That's just letting you know that this is let's create some imaginary borderline, whatever. Yeah, it's saying the exact same thing we just read, right? Government of the canal zone or canal zone government shall be deemed to refer to the governor of the canal zone or governor, wherever the reference of the canal zone shall be deemed to refer to the Panama Canal Commission. And 5, Panama Company or company, both. Wherever the reference is to the Panama Canal Company shall be deemed to refer to the Panama Canal Commission. So Panama Canal Commission is both the governor and the company, or the governor of and the Panama Canal Company are the same thing. They're both the Panama Canal Commission. Interessante. Applicability of subsection B. Any reference set forth in subsection B, this section shall apply, except as otherwise unless 1, such reference is inconsistent with provisions of this chapter. 2, in which a term is used, such reference is clearly not intended. Or 3, a term refers to a time before October 1st, 1977. Definition relating to canal transition for purposes of this chapter. The term canal transfer date means December 31st, 1999. Such date being the date specified in the Panama Canal Treaty of 1977 for the transfer of the Panama Canal Zone from the United States of America to the Republic of Panama. The term Panama Canal Authority means entity created by the Republic of Panama to succeed the Panama Canal Commission as of the canal transfer date. So as of 1999, the United States of America no longer is dealing with that. So now it's just Panama. It's just like, okay, now it's our turn. Panama, we got next. we next to control this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, right, all right, okay, cool. Not knocking it at all, not knocking it one bit, right? Man, that's interesting, Brother Sean. That's very interesting, right? So I'm just gonna share this to Facebook. I mean, is there anything else you want to do with that, bro?
More stuff in there.
Before I do the invocation in. Just pasting this, sharing this out to Facebook right now. Let me tag Brother Sean and the bros. Right? Boom. Right. Boom. Right. And let's kind of okay, post there, right? So you guys can have that there. And then what else I can do is share this out to just a few groups on Facebook. Right? That are always allowing us to really, really share with them, right? All times. Alrighty, so that's enough for right now, and I'll go back and share it later. But yeah, man, that's very interesting. It's funny how chapter 22 is, it's also dealing with our general and permanent character, right? Because that's where you'll find reference AA222141 within chapter 22. Title 22, which is foreign relations, right? Click on U.S. code. Go down the chat. Go down to just U.S. code. Click U.S. code. Go down to title 22 so that people can see the title. Boom, right there. Title 22. Foreign relations and intercourse, right? Intercourse means communication. Foreign relations and how we need to be communicating. And this is why I'm saying, especially to Moorish Americans, AA222141 is dealing with our general and permanent character. So since Moors, Sultan Sidi Muhammad III is the first to recognize, and some will say 1776, some will say 1779, the United States of America Corporation, allowing them to be here on this land, not to do what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of BS happening. And then we sentient beings need to be the ones to speak up. However, when it comes to Moorish Americans, you guys need to know the history and know your history. You see what I'm saying? Because just being Moorish American it's not like you now was dipped in some water in a building and you've been baptized and now it's your private information that you're Moorish American. No, it's highly political. It's civic, actually, not political. It's civic. It's highly civic. And when you're talking about our general and permanent character being set within Title 22, which is foreign relations and intercourse, these people aren't supposed to be intercoursing with Moorish Americans this way. They're not supposed to be belligerent trustees. They're not supposed to be running you off the road, trying to knock your fez off your head. That's not supposed to be happening. You shouldn't have to yell and curse and hold a Moroccan flag out of the side of your pickup truck because people are not comprehending the foreign relations and intercourse. This is why we really need to be who we need to be, unapologetically, speaking. But come on back to the chat right now. Let's see anything I missed. All right, I didn't miss anything. All righty. So let me make sure I'm bringing up what we need to do in our invocation, and we're just going to read through Rule 5.1 and Rule 6.0 within Title 2 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And this is what I want you guys to be clear on. You do not actually have to follow and execute the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure because you're not one who is contracted to be subject under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. That's why when you guys go into the description of these 5 videos that we did, it's been 5 Fridays. This is the 5th Friday. We've been going over the introduction to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Look in the description and you'll find exactly whom we have been speaking on, right? Maybe you just need a brief reminder, and I can do that for you and briefly remind you whom we're speaking about, right? Because I think you guys need to be clear about it. You need to really be clear, right? So let's just make sure. Let me come back here. I'm just going to screen share, show you guys, and then we're going to do the invocation in, right? So set that broadcast. All righty. So before we get into Rule 5.2, privacy protection for filings made with the court. And it's like, well, why are you going over it then, Hasan and Sean? Well, the reason why we're going over it is because I think you guys just need to know. If you do use it or anything like that, cool, whatever. But really, at the end of the day, I think what we're actually doing is reporting. We're to just report these people. and really be the policy enforcers, the sheriffs, the troopers, the attorneys, the clerks, and the administrative officers, falsely termed judges. They're supposed to be ratting on each other. They're supposed to be snitching on each other so that they don't commit misprision of felony. Because when we report a wrong to them, they're not supposed to be like, oh, well, you have to comply. No. You're an idiot too, because you don't know what the friggity fruit frackers you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? Like I said, guys, Title III is commencing in action, service of process pleading, service of process pleadings, motions, and orders, right? So we're going to look at 5.2 and 6 today. However, never forget, this stuff comes from here, right? So we're on the Federal Judicial Center, right? And remember, the Judicial Conference of the United States, remember from our first couple of videos, we went over this timeline. And it told you over the last 100 years, the Judicial Conference of the United States has grappled with many issues, rising court caseloads and limited resources. Why are you having rising court caseloads and limited? Because you're not supposed to be doing these practices. Not the way that you're doing them. Natural disasters, public health crises, and the safety of the judiciary and the public. Are you kidding me? What do you mean the safety of you guys are secondary. The legislative, executive, and judicial branches would not exist if it wasn't for our ancestors setting some things up for beings to be competent and honorable trustees over our Moorish culture. That's why you guys need to be clear about your zodiac constitutions. Like, seriously, you need to be clear about your zodiac constitution. Very clear about it. So you need to recognize that this year, as it says here, for 2022, marks the centennial, which means the 100th year or 100-year celebration pertaining to the national policy-making body. Are you guys subject to some policy-making body? That's why we really, we don't belong dealing with these courts. Just that what we're doing is we should be making adequate reports for these subject to policy-making body beings, these individuals, right? These sentient beings decided that they want to be under application, contract, oath, and certified statement to be whatever administrative worker they're being. We're just supposed to be reporting them and getting the relief that we need necessary, upon which relief can be granted. Stop with the 12B, stop with the Rule 12B6 bullshit. Stop it. Just stop it. (2022) marks the centennial of the national policy body, which has helped ensure efficient administration of justice. Of means off, away from, pertaining to. So it's all administrative. It's not really judiciary. It's not really judicial. We need to put a stop to this. Yeah, so what? Yeah, police or whomever, like National Guard. Hey, National Guard, being you, chief guy in your world, chief. Hey, Sarge, he's not Sarge to me. Sergeant Richard is not a world. In his world, If it was McDonald's, it's like, hi, I'm Manager McManager. Oh, well, hey, Manager McManager guy. You're not my Manager McManager guy. I'm just respecting that that's what you call yourself. Clear on this history. Because remember, at first this was called something, the Conference of Senior, and was it really Congress? Because that's 1922. However, there's the PDF where they're referring to the 67th Congress that did it. The 67th Congress that did it. Look, there's the PDF that you could click on. Remember, this is in the description for you to go and research yourself. If you just go and look in the description. So this de facto Congress pertaining to 1922, they create a Conference of Senior Circuit Judges, later renamed the Judicial Conference of the United States. And then they come up with Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, which is what we're reading over, that they are responsible for this. And people think they really got to know this. Not really. But since things are so jacked up and screwed up, guys, you gotta do something. Because it's like, where are the rest of the muftis that are really ready to start like chopping heads off and hanging people? Can we do it quick enough? Can we chop off heads quick enough and or hang people quick enough? And it only needs to be those ones that are doing maladministration. If it's a policy enforcer, chop their head off, hang them. There's somebody that works in the court, an attorney, a clerk, an administrator, falsely termed judge, and they don't, oh, well, I've been doing this for 20 years and never been sued. That's okay. Highlander. Here we are, born to be kings with the princes of the universe. I'm trying to tell you. I am immortal. I'm serious. Highlander, I'm Duncan MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod. That's how we need to be. Or get a noose and hang them. I'm not joking, nor am I trying to incite insurrection and sedition. Fuck you if that's what your thoughts are. I'm clearly showing you guys. If there's no record that proves that you are subject to this, go back and look at the video when Brother Sean was reading the military stuff about subjection and being subjected to the code. You don't work for these people. Because if you don't work for these people, should nobody be complaining about saying that you violated some statute that they're citing and then wanting to summons you to come to court for it? Are you kidding me? You're supposed to be doing that to your own policy enforcing colleagues. You're supposed to be doing that to the attorneys and the judges. That's who you're supposed to be complaining and citing statutes about. And then having someone else summons them. But no, you're doing it with people with regular. You guys are funding your own enslavement. You really are. All right. Brother Seven says Islam, Brother Seven. All right. So before we get to 5.2, let's do our invocation in, right? I'm going to go to the Moorish Holy Temple of Science Administrative Functions, pages 48 and 49, all right? And the Moorish American Prayer. And please, you Moors out there writing your whole appellation in lowercase letters, stop doing stuff that these federal agents brought you, all righty? Just because somebody wants to be some judge, some Pauline Denise Ritchie, call themselves like to Jerry, whatever, stop following these former FBI agents. Stop it. Just stop it. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of you, and there's some wars and you don't even know, but most of us look at you like a shit starting distraction in class. Really, that's how we see you. And it's funny because most people didn't talk to each other about it until stuff starts coming to my phone while class is going on. Like, this, she is a fucking distraction. She is annoying. Who sent her? And have no idea all over your spirit is federal agency, acting. You're an actor and a federal agent supporter. Dealing with these people that are freaking FBI and former FBI. I get it. Some Moors can sit there and be federal agents. Cool. That's if you choose to do that. However, beings that are clearly FBI and then they want to be a part of something Moorish, okay. It's your birthright. Let's stay the fuck over there. You guys stop being idiots. Just, I'm just looking for a remedy, some kind of way of help. You're a whore. You're a spiritual whore. You'll take on anything for a remedy without actually committing yourself to studying sincerely first. So when people speak about take some crap off of your writs, I'm going to speak on that all lowercase letter. What do you think, you're Dick Clark or something? Oh, Dick Clark Productions, he's got it in all lowercase letters, and he would count down the ball at New Year. Who's New Year? You talking about the Janus worship New Year? Again, some of you guys, you declared and proclaim your nationality, but you're not really clear. So you haven't really declared. You might just be saying it. It seems interesting, but you're not clear. But whatever. I'm not doing anything but just being Brother Hasan and telling the truth. I'm open for correction, Brother Sean.
On point, bro.
Islam. JLV says peaceful greetings, everyone. All right. So let's do our invocation then, guys. See on page 48, we have handsomely standing new guard in his Moorish Shari's Fez and Abad's Prophet Noble Drew Ali, standing firmly just above the Moorish American prayer, which is I term our invocation in. To his left is our authority, right? Which you guys should really focus on, right? You guys have your hands on it. Zoom in here. Guys, we're going to stand and face east, which is symbolic, metaphysically going within east, and extend all 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index in the middle on the right. And you can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Make sure your feet are like Prophet Noble Drew Ali's there, standing on 45. You can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Islam. Islam, Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protection.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. It was Holy Prophet. Noble Drew Ali. Ameen. Alrighty, y'all. Reading the first letter to be read in every meeting is our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim L. And that is documented within the pages 84 and 85 for Moorish Holy Temple Science Administrative Functions. And we yield the floor to Brother Sean Alim L. Islam.
The following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January, 1928, in Old Domini, or 80, as some would say. He commanded that it be read before every meeting.
Pardon me, I was looking at the chat. You're correct. I was looking at the chat, bro. See what Brother Terrell has said. I yield, bro. Islam.
Administrative functions. Moorish Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Noble Drew Ali, founder. Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929.
Bro.
To be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother, Islam, I am glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all. A desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement, now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility, quote unquote. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Noble Drew Ali.
Islam. The second letter to be read in every meeting is coming from the Moorish literature, excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper. Page 12, you see handsomely standing Dugard in his Moorish fez, and Abbas, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And on page 13, the divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. Internet streets too, right? We're for not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at your confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must hold malicious feelings toward the prophet or the temple or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must be laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali, and if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans to do that they do their part in protecting the prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's just get right to it. Let's go right to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And let's go to 5.2, right? And Brother Sean is going to be the one to go in. He's going to read, and if I have to, that's fine also. Going to get his read on. All right. Just wanted to zoom in there. And, 5 point, it's pretty short. See, there's the notes, right? So it's going to go to H, G, F, E, D, C, B.A. All right, so let's get right to it. Brother Sean, I yield the floor to you, brother. Islam.
Rule 5.2, privacy protection for filings made with the court. A, redacted filings unless the court order others otherwise, and an electronic or paper filing with the court that contains an individual's social security number, taxpayer identification number, or birth date, the name of an individual known to be a minor, or a financial account number. A party or non-party making the filing may include only the last 4 digits of the social security number and taxpayer identification number, the year of the individual's birth, the minor's initials, and the last 4 digits of the financial account number.
So again, redacted filings, right? Unless the court orders otherwise. An electronic or paper filing with the court that contains the individual social security number, taxpayer number, or individual, blah, 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 blah. This is what only then it can be put, those 4 digits, right? The year pertaining to some individual's birth, and the minors, and all of that is military talk. Every last bit of that is military talk and foreign trade and commerce talk. I yield, bro, Islam.
All right, exemptions from the redaction requirement. The redaction requirement does not apply to the following. 1, a financial account number that identifies a property allegedly subject to forfeiture in a forfeiture proceeding. 2, a record of an administrative or agency proceeding. 3, the official record of a state court proceeding. 4, the record of a court or tribunal, if that record was not subject to the redaction requirement when originally filed. 5, a filing covered by Rule 5.2C or D. And 6, a pro se filing and an action brought under 28 U.S.C. 2241, 2254, or 2255.
Curious. Power to grant writ. Writ of habeas corpus, well, the Supreme Court, any justice there, right? Writ of habeas corpus, okay. Gotcha, right? And then, let's see. 2254, right? Let's see. State custody remedies in federal courts. State custody and remedies in federal courts, right? Okay, so that's what that is. All right, and 2255, federal custody remedies on motion attacking sentence. All right. All right. So back to what Brother Sean was going over. Guess we're on C
now. C, limitations on remote access to electronic files, social security appeals, and immigration cases. Unless the courts orders otherwise in an action for benefits of the Social Security Act and in an action or proceeding relating to an order removal, to relief from removal, or to immigration benefits or detention, access to an electronic file is authorized as follows.
The only time you can have access to an electronic file is if 1, broski. Is if 1,
the parties and their attorneys may have remote electronic access to any part of the case file, including the administrative record. 2, any other person may have electronic access to the full record of the courthouse, but may have remote electronic access only to A, the docket maintained by the court, and B, an opinion, order, judgment, or other disposition of the court, but not any other part of the case file or the administrative record.
Hope you guys get that. The party and the attorneys may have remote access to any part of the case file, including the administrative record. Any other person may have electronic access to the full record at the courthouse, but may have remote electronic. But hold on. Any other person may have electronic access to the full record, but may have remote electronic access only to the docket maintained by the court and an opinion, order, judgment, or other disposition of the court, but not any other part of the case, file, or administrative record. So that's pretty simple. These things aren't hard, right, to comprehend of what people could be, maybe, or may not be utilizing against you on, federal or state level or, circuit level or whatever. Anyway, go ahead. I yield, bro. It's long.
All right. D, filings made under seal. The court may order that a filing be made under seal without redaction. The court may later unseal the filing or order the person who made the filing to file a redacted version for the public record. E, protective orders. For good cause, a court may, by order in a case, 1, require redaction of additional information, or 2, limit or prohibit a non-party's remote electronic access to a document filed with the court.
I yield, bro. Continue.
F, option for additional unredacted sealing under file. Unredacted filing under seal. A person making a redacted filing may also file an unredacted copy under seal. The court must retain an unredacted copy as part of the record. G, option for filing a reference list. A filing that contains redacted information may be filed together with a reference list that identifies each item of redacted information and specifies an appropriate identifier that uniquely corresponds to each item listed. The list must be filed under seal and may be amended as of right. Any reference in the case to a listed identifier will be construed to refer to the corresponding item of information.
Reminds me of this, why you can't see Muhammad Ali's case. When he basically exercised nationality, which is why nobody could do anything with him. So don't really pay attention to certain beings that say it has nothing to do with nationality. It's not true. Because at the end of the day, Muhammad Ali, being Muhammad Ali, even though Ali is a reserved title, I think it's probably the reason for the Parkinson's disease. You guys probably think I'm an asshole, but I don't care. He probably would have been better off just being Muhammad Bey, right? But for some reason, Ali was used. And at the end of the day, it's, it's because Ali is reserved. Is he a great metaphysician or something? Because he could have metaphysicianed himself from not Parkinson's disease, when he was in the flesh. Anyway, hey, you guys think I'm an asshole. It is what it is. I read the rules of not just what's going on in these de facto situations. However, I know Ali is reserved. But you got some beings out here that have Ali in their appellation, and I don't necessarily agree with it. Honestly, I don't. But then again, I've studied seriously. It's going on 9 years come the end of November. It'll be 9 years complete. So I'll be starting my 10th year at the end of November since taking nationality and birthright seriously and being a law enforcer seriously, not like these policy enforcers that just carry a firearm and have a piece of metal that they call a badge or whatever. They're not law enforcement. Yeah, that titty metal. No, not dealing with titty metal, firearm, carrying beings. That's not law enforcement. Law enforcement is what we're going over here. That's what law enforcement is. All right, period. Right? So with that being said, I yield, bro. H, you're on waiver pertaining to protection pertaining to identifiers. Waiver of protection of identifiers. I yield.
Waivers of protection of identifiers. A person waives the protection of Rule 5.20A as to the person's own information by filing it without redaction and not under seal.
Correct. So I guess If you're going to redact some information, already, as Brother Sean said, you got to give references to what was redacted and, put things under seal. And under seal is basically like, nobody else can see this. Only certain beings with certain authorization can see. That's why you can't find. That's why you can't see Muhammad Ali's case. That's just all I'm saying. You can't see it. However, any Hoosers, 5 point. Oh no, we're on 6 now. Computing and extending time for motion papers, right? Rule 6, right? And how long is rule of 6th? A. B, extending time. C is motions, notices of hearing, and affidavits. D, that's it. A, B, C, D. And then we'll be complete, and Brother Sean will do our invocation out. I know it seems like I speaking casually was much longer than what we're actually going over here. But anyhow, sir. Brother Sean, you ready? What do you want me to read, bro?
Got it.
Islam.
A, computing time. The following room, anytime period specified in these rules and any local rule or court order or in any statute that does not specify a method of computing time. 1, period stated in days or a longer unit. When the period is stated in days or a longer unit of time, A, exclude the day of the event that triggers a period. Count every day, including intermediate Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. And C, include the last day of a period. But if the last day is a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday, the period continues to run until the end of the next day that is not a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday.
Which is right, possibly a Monday, but if a Monday is a legal holiday, then that Tuesday. So go ahead, we're getting that. They're basically explaining business days. Go ahead, I yield.
All right. 2, period stated in hours. When the period is stated in hours, A, begin counting immediately on the occurrence of the event that triggers a period.
Period. That's why when you charge these people by the hour for inconveniencing you, it starts as soon as they turned on their lights. Whoop, for example, whoop, pull you over. Boom, start the clock. That's what they're owing you for. And if it took, you 3 months to finish getting stuff done that you, hopefully it doesn't, but get stuff done that you need to get done or whatever, you're going to charge them for every hour from the time they pulled you over till the time you can get relief. And you're charging them for that, period. More things that we have to practice to get to know on our own. And then once we have the knowledge, then share it. Seriously, especially you're a part of the jurisprudence gym. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
See, if the period would end on a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday, the period continues to run until the same day on the next day that is not a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday. 3, inaccessibility of the clerk's office. Unless the court orders otherwise, if the clerk's office is inaccessible, A, on the last day for filing under Rule 6A1, then the time for filing is extended to the first accessible day that is not a Saturday, Sunday, legal holiday, or B, during the last hour for filing under Rule 6A2. Then the time for filing is extended to the same time on the first accessible day that is not a Saturday, Sunday, legal holiday. 4, last day, quote unquote, defined. Unless a different time is set by statute, local rule, or court order, the last day ends A, for electronic filing at midnight in the court's time zone, and B, for filing by other means when the clerk's office is scheduled to close.
Right. So if you got 10 days to put in like when we went over Texas Rule of Civil Procedure 12, and it was talking about you got 10 days to give notice about the motion for attorney to show authority. If it's like day 9 and day 9 is on a Friday, then day 10 is on Monday if it's not a so-called legal holiday, right? Go ahead, I yield, bro.
9, 5, next day defined. The next day is determined by continuing to count forward when the period is measured after an event and backward when measured before an event. 6, legal holiday defined. Legal holiday means A, a day set aside by statute for observing New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, or Christmas Day. B, any day declared a holiday by the President of Congress. And C, for periods that are measured after an event, any other day declared a holiday by the state where the district court is located. B, extending time. 1, in general. When an act may or must be done within a specified time, the court may, for good cause, extend the time.
So this is when you're asking for an extension, right? Go ahead, I yield.
Mm-hmm. A, with or without motion or notice if the court acts, or if a request is made before the original time or its extension expires. Or B, on motion made after the time has expired if the party failed to act because of excusable neglect.
Mm-hmm.
2 exceptions. A court must not extend the time to act under rules 50B and D, 52B, 59B, D, and E, and 60B.
Okay, so of course, you guys do your homework and look at Rule 6 and then see what Rule 50B, Rule 50D, Rule 52B, Rule 59B, 59D, 59E, and 60B, what they are, which are obviously reasons that you can't get an extension. All right, I yield, bro.
All right, motions, notices of hearing, and affidavits. And in general, a written motion and notice of the hearing must be served at least 14 days before the time specified for the hearing, with the following exceptions. A, when the motion may be heard ex parte. B, when these rules set a different time. Or C, when a court order, which a party made for good cause, apply for ex parte, sets a different time.
So a general motion and notice pertaining to the hearing must be served at least a fortnight before the time specified for the hearing. And this is why we need to get comfortable and confident and competent with setting our own hearings. So you go and do something, you put something on the record, cool. Now call the court, find what the schedule is so you can set a hearing. Okay, yeah, we want to set this hearing for a Zoom meeting on blah, 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 blah day, right? However, the only time it can be an exception to that is when the motion may be heard when someone's out of party. Someone's not a party. That's what ex parte is. EX in Latin means out of, right? So one who is out of being a part of it. 1, 2, 3, not it. That's what ex parte is. When these rules set a different time, or when a court order which a party made for good cause apply for ex parte. Apply, begging and pleading. Again, like I said, we're not these beings. But anyway, continue, bro.
All right, 2,
supporting affidavit. Hey.
Any affidavit supporting a motion must be served with the motion. Except as Rule 59C provides otherwise, any opposing affidavit must be served at least 7 days before the hearing, unless the court permits service at another time.
So homework, read Rule 59C. So your homework tonight is to click these other links that we didn't click on for Rule 6 and see what these other rules are speaking about. And eventually, as we go through these rules, we'll eventually get to them. However, at least do your homework, guys. Don't be scared about it. All righty, go ahead, bro. You.
All right, D, additional time after certain kind of service. When a party may or must act within a specified time after being served, and service is made under Rule 5B2, C, mail, D, leaving with the clerk, or F, other means consented to. 3 days are added after the period will otherwise expire under Rule 6A.
Islam. Mother Sahar says, indeed, and our beloved son in whom are well pleased, John Alexander Dix Spate, He says, happy holy Venus degree. Indeed, bro. All right, so let's come. Oh, pardon me. No, that was right. I'm gonna stop the screen share, Brother Sean. We're gonna do our invocation out. We love you all. Don't forget to go to 7healstar.com, get your Mirror Astro Literacy session and your Mental Magician report, and get the Star Seeds Astro Literacy set. All right. And sign up for our email list, guys. We love you. Brother Sean is going to lead us out. You guys are going to extend all 5 appendages on the left, just the index and middle on the right. We're going to face east, which is symbolic metaphysically to going within. Then you can repeat after Brother Sean either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
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 Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. Guys, we love you all so much. Don't forget also to be yourself and
donate and share.
Donate, share, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, guys. Subscribe and share it with your loved ones. On behalf of 7 Hill Star, I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, my bro, Brother Sean Aline L, and our bros, Brother Corey Bey, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, and Brother R. Bey. We say to you all, we love you. Mother Sahar says sincere gratitude, peace, and love to everyone. Brother Derek Blash Bey says love and respect, my brothers. Islam. We say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.